Hey, thanks for joining me as I continue my adventures in beautiful Boho, Mexico. And this week we're hitting San Miguel De Allende, one of the most gorgeous cities in Mexico. And you're gonna see the haul of a lifetime at the end of the video. I had a wonderful time in Poulsbo and Morelia, and I still had a few days to go before I went to the coast to my house. So I decided to spend a very long weekend in San Miguel De Allende. After being in numerous cities all over Mexico in the last 3 years, I'm going to claim San Miguel de Allende as my most favorite and most beautiful city in Mexico. San Miguel just checks all of the boxes for me, like the amazing architecture. I mean, just look at this door, it's incredible. Wonderful restaurants and cafes all over the city. This was one of my favorites, actually. Unique boutiques and lots of shopping opportunities. My Airbnb just happened to be across the street from the artisanal market, so I really took advantage of that, and I just love all of these hand-carved bowls and spoons, and I definitely grabbed a pile of them. San Miguel, like a lot of Mexican cities, is alive with music and cultural activities, which makes it such a lively place to live and to visit. And this is a must. This is the crowning glory of San Miguel. Everywhere you look is a feast for your eyes. From wonderful restored haciendas now turned into stores, to this amazing pharmacy from the last turn of the century. Then it was time for me to hit some consignment stores, an open air market, and an antique store. This store was actually so amazing. but they didn't want me to film, so I only got the entrance. This store was absolutely stunning, but not affordable. But they were right here. It's two brothers. They've been here forever, and they basically just deal in a lot of vintage antiques and chippy old stuff. And I was in heaven. The goods were just crazy good. And I'm going to say not completely cheap. Not like they would be in the Northwest, maybe. But I was happy with what I found, and I was happy with what I paid for the items. And actually, one of the items was a really good deal, which leads me to believe that if I ever could get a van down there, I could pick up some bigger pieces at some really low prices. I just wanted some of those old chippy doors, the chippy furniture. I just wanted it all. But I didn't even have a car. I had to take a bus back to Guadalajara. So the stuff that I bought, they shipped to me to the state of Nayarit, where my house is. This was the start of my pile that just continued to get bigger and bigger. I really wanted those little tiny license plates. I had picked some of those up, I think, a couple years ago, but he wanted $15 a piece, and I just couldn't justify that price. That's kind of cool. I really like that. But I didn't buy it. I felt like it was something that I could find in the US, although I've never seen one before. Then it was back to the artisanal market. Oh gosh, I mean, look at all that great stuff. And it's funny, I didn't buy any hearts whatsoever. But I did find some cool Frida Kahlo stuff, as you'll see at the end during the haul. This lady was super cool. She gave me some really good deals on those earrings right there, which are dried flowers in resin. After walking 5 to 6 miles a day for weeks on end, I decided it was time to have a relaxing day. And so I took an Uber out into the countryside to this wonderful little resort called Nirvana, of all things. I highly recommend a trip out to this wonderfully rustic retreat, Nirvana. They have a great package where you can go and swim all day in their heated pool and jacuzzi. You get a relaxing massage and a farm to table meal from their really incredible menu. It was such a great, relaxing day, and I was so glad I carved the time out for it. Later that evening, I had my favorite hot chocolate and a homemade croissant at my favorite cafe. Goodbye, San Miguel, but I will be back soon. Hey, for those of you that are new, my name is Abigail, and I have a brick and mortar store in Poulsbo, Washington, and I sell online on sites like Etsy and eBay and Facebook Marketplace and Depop. And so when I travel, I'm always looking for items to sell either in my brick and mortar store or online. So, but I have noticed that a lot of viewers have showed interest in the things that I actually go through during the haul. So if there's anything that you like, you're welcome to reach out to me, and we can make arrangements for you to purchase those items, and we ship all over the US. So without any further ado, let's get started. So look at these. These are antique forms for dolls. So they're made out of cement, and basically this was a form for a doll, and I just absolutely love like architectural pieces, I love salvage items, and so I think this would look so cool in a display, and so would she, like maybe sitting on some kind of something to prop her up, and you could see where this was the torso of the body, right? And then the legs would have been another piece. So I think these are really cool. I did pay up for these, and it's very difficult to find Mexican antiques just anywhere. There aren't very many antique stores. So these are rare. Most of them were destroyed. So I'll probably ask $85 for each of these. And along those same lines, I picked up these. I'm not quite sure what they made from them, but see how you can see that this was some kind of mold. Anyways, I just love these horses. They are so cool. I mean, this one has a broken ear and this one has 2 broken ears. But the whole thing about architectural salvage or salvage in general is they're never perfect. And a lot of times that's what makes them very quirky and very charming. So I'll probably ask like maybe, $60 on each one of these. And I will put these online as well as the doll head forms. I also picked up these horns. So this one doesn't have its top, but see how they're sealed at the bottom? And so basically you would put like gunpowder in these, right? You would put gunpowder in these, and then maybe it would hang from a belt or from your donkey, your burro. Anyways, I thought they were very cool, just very interesting items to put on a shelf. As a display. I'll probably ask maybe, $30 for this one and probably $55 for this one. What's interesting is these are old, but they still make these. So that's what's interesting. A lot of times, no matter where I go in the world, the people of the area that I'm visiting will have never changed the way that they create items. And so you could find something, and I think I said this in my last video, you could find something like this that's maybe 100 years old, and you could find this almost identical item without all the patina that's like made last week, right? But it's made in the same kind of methods. So super cool. Okay, this next item I really paid up for. So, but I could not leave it behind. Look at that. Is that amazing? It's made of brass and it's fairly heavy. I don't know how to age this because, again, brass is one of those items that, you know, the designs have not changed over the years. And so a piece of brass could be 100 years old, or it could be like 10 days old. But I get the feeling this one is definitely old. I paid really good money for this. So on this one, I'm going to list this online and I'm going to put $275 on it. So I'm going to show you the huge architectural piece that I picked up there that is way too heavy for me to hold up here, and it's already hung up on my wall. But gosh, you know, I think one day I'm just gonna put it out into the universe that I come down with a roadworthy like panel van or like some kind of hauling van and bring a ton of these pieces back with me, because the prices on them in relationship to the prices for the smalls are, you know, completely opposite. So anyways, so here's an architectural salvage piece that I thought was pretty cool. It's lavender on the back, but it's just this worn piece of wood. I don't know what it was originally, but I thought it was really interesting. Maybe it's hung this way because there is a little hole, or maybe you just add some like hangers on the back. Anyways, I just really love this, and on this one I will probably ask, I don't know, maybe like $65. And I will probably put this one online as well. These next pieces are just really fun. Look at that. It's a crush tray. It's a vintage orange crush tray. When I was a little girl, Crush orange soda was like my favorite beverage in Mexico, and I couldn't get enough of that and hot dogs. My mom never let us drink soda at home, so Mexico was, you know, the place to go wild on soda pop. So I just absolutely think this is amazing, and I've never seen an orange crush one. It is an older one, and I'm going to ask $85. I will put this online, and I'm going to try not to show it to my sister, because the last time I came, she actually asked for all the trays that I picked up. Although they were little, they were like this one, which is also super cute. Look at that. It says El Mejor, an aperitif. It's an aperitif European. Anyways, I love the graphics on this. So I'm going to ask $85 for this one, and on this one I'm going to ask $25. I really, really love this next one. Like, oh my gosh, look at that. It's the world in a hand. This is all one piece of wood that's been carved. I've never seen anything like this at home or in Mexico. I don't know how old this one is. It's really heavy, so this is going to be heavy to put in my suitcase, but I'm going to do it anyways. I will list this online, and I will put $135 on it. And it may even go into the store too. So the flea market in San Miguel De Allende is such a lot of fun. They actually have two of them, one on Sunday and one on Tuesday. I hadn't been there before, and so I was excited to head back. I didn't grab a ton of stuff, just a couple things, but it was well worth the trip. Plus, I had some really yummy food there from one of the vendors. So I picked up these two boxes. They are very cool. They're this solid, heavy wood. Again, these are going to be heavy in my suitcase, but I guess that's going to be good exercise for me. And they're made in the traditional manner, but I don't think these ones are old. These ones will just go directly to the store, and I will probably put maybe like, I don't know, $45 and maybe like $30 on the little one. I also couldn't resist a couple of purses only because they were fairly unique. I picked up this one that has like this totally hippie boho vibe to it with this crocheted body, and it's a nice size, but it's actually a Lasac, so it's not really made in Mexico. But I actually comped these when I was there just to see if it was worth buying, because I did pay up for this one, and it was. So this one is actually valued, I think it's between like $90 and $125. So I will list this one online for probably like $95. I also picked up this really cute little Mexican leather bag. It's small, it's petite. This one I think I'll just take directly to the store. I mean, I don't know. I could list this. Purses, you know, seem to take a while to sell online, but we sell a ton of purses at the store. So I think on this one, I will probably price this one at maybe like $38. And, you know, honestly, it's a lot of work to like source, pack, and then carry these items home. And so I have to figure in not only my time, but I paid to have these items shipped from San Miguel, so I have to factor that in, right? And then I have to pay to get them onto the plane. And then of course, like, I have to be really choosy about what I buy, because I'm not traveling by car, I'm traveling by plane. And so I'm trying to only buy things that I feel have a high return on my time and my investment. The other item I bought at the flea market is this. And then I actually saw these at one of the high-end stores there. But I think on this one, gosh, I want to say I paid $10 for this. And it's actually a candlestick made out of a horn. And with this like aluminum, I don't know, some kind of composite metal. And I just love this. I will put this one online, and I will probably put $60 on this. And it may even go into the store. At the flea market, I also picked up this cute little vintage coin purse. Look how cool that is. It's got a section for your change, and then it just kind of folds up like this. I thought it was little enough that I could just stick it in my purse if I wanted to. Super cute. I don't know if I'll list this online, but you know, I'll probably ask maybe like $13 to $14 for it at the store. One of the pieces I really loved from Esteban and his brother is this piece. Now this is big, and I'm really hoping it's going to fit in my Rubbermaid bin to take back home. It's also heavy, but I could not say no. I mean, I really thought about it, because I'm like, man, that is big. I don't want it to break, right? But it's this gorgeous piece, very old wood. I have a hard time dating pieces from Mexico, but he said it was over 100 years old. Obviously somebody painted the inside. I don't care for that color, but it's a niche, and so it's meant for you to sit. Well, he said it's for a saint. You would sit a saint here, and maybe it did come out of a church, so they would hang it on the church wall, and a saint would just sit on this little shelf. But you could sit whatever you want on it. Anyways, I think it's the most fabulous thing, and I am going to list this online. Shipping will be spendy for this because it's going to have to be packaged really, really well. So I'm going to say shipping's probably going to be like $65, maybe $70. Shipping has gotten expensive, and the price on this is going to be probably $275. I bought a pile of these little saints. So I don't think these are old, but I love that they were in this kind of chippy blue color. They're not perfect. They're kind of broken, but I thought they were just super cool, aren't they? I think I have like maybe 3 more of these, and I'm going to ask maybe like $18 a piece, and these ones will just go directly to the store. So I have bought these in the past from this little old lady that has a booth at the handicraft market in San Miguel. These are done by a little old man, and they have them logros that are nailed onto them. And then they're just these hand-painted hands. So I think I only bought 4 of these, and on these ones I'm going to charge $45. I may put them online because they are very unique, and then we'll see how they go. So I have in mind to do a display with some rustic housewares, and I have some things on order wholesale to add to the display, but I wanted to show you what I found here in Mexico. So I found these really cute honey dippers, and here's what's interesting. So, and I always say this, like if you go to a town somewhere, wherever it is that you go, like everybody will be selling the same thing. When you see something you like, get it. Because even though it's prevalent in that particular town, you could leave that town and never find that item again. So when I saw these, I stocked them. So I think I bought like 20 of them, and they're just the perfect size. I have not seen them since, and I think on these ones, you know, I'll probably just take them to the store and put maybe like, you know, $8 on them. These ones are handmade, and I bought a few of them. I didn't have a lot of cash on me, and I gave her all the cash I had, and then I couldn't find the store again. So as soon as I found the store, I went and bought more of these. So these are handmade, and I think they're wonderful. And so you could use these to scrub vegetables or to scrub dishes, or you could just use them as displays. I think they're so cool. All natural bristles, and I'm going to put $15 of these, and these are going to be part of our housewares display. I also really love these. So these are made to like scrub dishes, scrub pots. Again, these are handmade out of natural fibers, and I totally stocked up on these. And I mean stocking up in this case because I'm carrying these by hand is probably like 20 of them. So these are super cool, and I think on these ones I will also charge maybe like you know, $12 to $15 on these. In Mexico, I am always looking for Frida Kahlo, always. And so I was so happy to find these in San Miguel De Allende. These are notebooks that are made locally with Frida Kahlo's image on it. This one also has Diego Rivera. Then there's one with a skull. And I just picked up a variety of these. So these are just some of the many notebooks that I picked up. So I think I picked up maybe like 15 of them. And honestly, I think I wiped them out because I wanted to take as many Frida Kahlo ones as I could find, since I will never see these again, not at home, and certainly not even in Mexico. So when I do find them, I grab them. And I've had these in the past, and I think we've charged like $16 per notebook. Here's 2 more that I bought. with different images. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to buy multiples of these, but aren't those cool? And the people who are my customers, who are regular customers, are absolutely gonna dig these. Full advantage of buying these local handicrafts. These are wood that are laser cut, and you can use them as a coaster, you could use them as a decoration. I thought they were just the coolest things. And I got these Hamza hands, and I also got some mandalas, and then I got these skulls. So I got just piles and piles of these. I probably maybe bought like 30 or 40. So I will probably price these at like $5 a piece. So when I went to Tepic to pick up my goods that had arrived from San Miguel De Allende, I decided to go to where the arts and crafts store is, where they also represent the indigenous tribe of the area, the Witchels, who live just above Tepic and beyond, up in the mountains. And they do two types of art that's very eclectic, very different. And you may have seen these before, but this is called, well, it's string art. And look how elaborate they are. So this is all string. And these have meaning, they have symbols. It's very much a part of their culture and their spirituality. Look at this one. So that is all string. It's really amazing. And so I bought these bigger pieces, and on the back it actually tells you what the meanings are. And so these are still done by this indigenous tribe. There's this one, the sun and the moon, and this one. So gorgeous. I had picked these up in the past, the last time I was here, and they are the smaller pieces, so they almost look like a coaster size. So these are cute, like propped up on an easel, and we sold all of these. And so people that are familiar with this type of art will typically buy 2 or 3 of these little ones and kind of create a display. So on these ones, I will put like $8 on them. And anyways, they're just really adorable to like prop up on a shelf. The other beautiful, detailed, highly labor-intensive art that they do are these beaded works of art. This is a board, and then all of these are individual beads. Could you imagine doing that? I mean, one of these little tiny bowls had to take hours and hours and hours. I feel like it's almost probably a meditative practice for them, because that is very detailed, very tedious work. And so I absolutely love these pieces. So I picked up these bigger sizes, and then of course these tiny ones. So on the tiny ones, I think I'm gonna charge, I think it's like tiny and then medium. So I think on the tiny ones, I'm gonna charge $20, and then like the medium ones maybe like $25, and then these larger ones probably $35. So these are amazing. I'm glad that there is interest in these, because otherwise this kind of work would die out and we would never see these beautiful pieces. So I'm a huge fan. The other beaded work that they do that is absolutely stunning is this beaded work that they turn into bracelets. So they also do like necklaces and all kinds of stuff that's beaded. But for me, I like these. These are just beautiful. Look at that. Extremely, extremely boho, right? Look at this one. It has some kind of animal. I think it's probably a deer. They are just gorgeous. This one has an eagle, and look at the color scheme on that. And so I bought, I don't know, maybe like 30 of these, and I bought a lot of them because I've had these in the store and they've done really, really well. And on these ones, I have just a set price of $25 for each one of these. But could you imagine how much work goes into that? That is a lot of work. Well, that's it for me. I was so glad that you joined me here today. In the near future, as soon as I get home, I'm going to work with my 2 employees, and we're going to do a whole reset of the front of my store and turn it into like this boho paradise. It's gonna look amazing, so I will make sure to take some video of that. If you get a chance to get out and do some thrifting, I hope the thrifting gods are with you and you find some fabulous stuff, and otherwise I will see you soon.